What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I'm going to share my unique weapon guide for Old Reliable, a powerful, unique lever action rifle introduced in the Far Harbor DLC. In this video, we'll look at where you can find this weapon, how it can be modded, and my overall thoughts on the gun. But before we begin, I want to warn you that there will be some story spoilers involved with getting this weapon, so you should stop watching if you're trying to avoid spoilers in Far Harbor. Old Reliable is sold by a synth named Degen, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it, in Acadia. And of course, Acadia is the location of the secret synth colony that you find very early in Far Harbor within the first hour of going through the main storyline. And so once you get there, you're going to go down one level, and then he'll be somewhere on this mid-level. He might be here at the table, or he might be in the other room that I just showed you guys. If you're talking to him for the first time, he'll probably complain that you're not a synth, and after you get through with that conversation, you can finally barter with him, and then he'll be selling the Old Reliable. It's just as simple as that. You have to come here and buy it. And this character here does not have a lot of charisma, and the weapon was only $1,200, so, or caps, not dollars. So you don't have to, spend that much money on it. You don't have to have a bunch of charisma. It is pretty cheap, and also while you're here, I definitely recommend buying the ammunition for it. It's called 45 by 70 ammo, and so you're going to want to buy that while you're here because it's not super abundant on the island. So here it is, the Old Reliable, and it deals just by default around the mid-80s in damage, 84 as you can see on the screen, and I have no rifleman on this character, but I do put it on and I will show you how much damage it can get up to, which is into the high 200s with mods. It's very impressive. I got mine up to 272 on damage, which is pretty high up there. As you can tell, it's a lever action rifle, so it has a lower fire rate, only 5. You can buff it up to 6, but only 5 here just by default. Very high range, very high accuracy. This is just an accurate, low fire rate weapon. It can be your main kind of rifle that you use, or it could be a sniper. There's different ways you can build this weapon. It's really up to you. And also, it's got the 2-shot modifier. It fires an additional projectile with every shot. That's why the damage on this weapon is much higher than what you would see on a standard lever action rifle. This is the same modifier that's on the Overseer's Guardian. So I'm going to try and compare the two and see, which one's best if you want to take one or the other in certain situations throughout this video. In terms of modding, we pretty much got the standard options for a rifle. So you'll see the receiver, you got a few options. Obviously, way at the bottom is the advanced receiver. That's going to give you the most damage. You got things like improved fire rate with the tune receiver and different little options. You can't change the caliber, unfortunately. So you're stuck with 45-70 ammo, and you have to find that, unfortunately, only on this island, which is really annoying. There are plenty of, vendors that sell it, but it just seems a little annoying in that sense. So if you want ammo, you got to kind of, find it and scavenge for it on this island. I also went for a long ported barrel. Obviously, that's kind of a thing you want to go for if you're trying to build this as a sniper weapon. You've got marksman stock as well, and a lot of these things require gun nut, so you'll have to, max out gun nut if you're going to, max out the damage with this weapon. I went for a long scope once again, kind of going in the sniper route. As you can see, the damage is already at 272 with the advanced receiver. Then you can also go for a suppressor if you want to. If you want to go for Mr. Sandman and get a little bit additional extra crit sneak damage with a suppressed weapon, you can go that route as well. As I mentioned before, those are not the only modding options. You can absolutely go for more of a run and gun all-purpose rifle. Maybe not running and gunning, because you are limited by the, not magazine. There's no clip or magazine. You just feed bullets into this weapon, lever action rifle, but you can use it as more of your all-purpose rifle. I would definitely recommend not using a scope if you're going to do that, because of course using a scope is more for a sniper kind of way to use this weapon. There is one way or another, essentially. It's no scope or yes scope, and having no scope will make it a lot more viable in close range situations. However, if you're going to be sniping like you're seeing in the gameplay right now, you definitely want to throw on the long scope, and it's a very powerful weapon. It definitely contends with the Overseer's Guardian in terms of a sniper, but the Overseer's Guardian is definitely the better all-purpose rifle if that's what you're going for. So if you don't want to snipe, if you want to change, calibers, if you want to make a gun automatic or not automatic, and you still want the 2-shot modifier and a ton of damage, Overseer's is definitely still the better option. It's just a different sort of play style. There's more rhythm with this weapon, whereas the Overseer's Guardian, you can just spam it. It's a combat rifle, but that's what the Overseer's Guardian is compared to a lever action rifle. And so you kind of have to think, what are you getting yourself into if you're trying to run into situations? Overseer's is going to, compete a lot more than Old Reliable. But if you're staying back, kind of picking your shots, and you're okay with this sort of rhythm, kind of a slower pace, then Old Reliable is a fantastic weapon. But I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the Old Reliable? Is this some weapon you're going to actually go for? Again, it's really easy to get. You don't need a lot of charisma. You don't need a lot of caps. It's just kind of waiting for you. And would you build this as an all-purpose rifle with no scope, or would you go for more sniper with a scope? Let me know what you guys are thinking and your experiences with this weapon if you have them in the comment section below. Alright guys, today I showed you how to get the the Old Reliable unique lever action rifle in Far Harbor, and next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new or enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for Far Harbor DLC, my Far Harbor playthrough, Bethesda.net mods, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.